Hey guys, it's Kevin again, and I wasn't planning on doing this review for you guys, but I figured that I watched this movie, I gotta review it, and I know what you guys are saying, why are you just randomly reviewing musicals? That's because my friend, K LaPlante, aka Kid of Awesome, is reviewing classic musicals because he's doing classic movie reviews, so I figured I would take a look back at this one, because it's been a few years since I've seen this one. I haven't seen this one in a while, so I decided that I would watch it, and that movie is the 2007 Musical Dramedy Hairspray. Now, Hairspray is a movie that I absolutely love, and I'm just going to explain why. Now, let me say something about Hairspray. When I first heard about this movie, I remember when I watched the trailers, I was really into it. I really was looking forward to watching it, and basically, I eventually watched it, and there's this weird thing with me. When I first watched it, I watched this movie for like a straight week. I could not stop watching this movie. That's how much I love this movie. Hairspray, in my opinion, is just the definition of a perfect movie musical. Is the definition of it. It has perfect songs, perfect acting, just some amazing storylines, just everything a good musical should have, and it's one of my favorite musicals of all time and of the last few years. Out of the last few years, I think Hairspray really has been one of those movies that really had a huge impact on how people view musicals. Now, let's get to the plot of Hairspray. The plot of Hairspray I actually really, really love. I think the plot is one of the best parts of the movie, actually. The plot of Hairspray basically is that there is this girl, Tracy Turnblad, who is obsessed with the show, The Corny Collins Show. When I say she's obsessed with it, she literally says in the movie that she watches The Corny Collins Show and she does absolutely nothing else. Well, one day what ends up happening is that she finds out that they are holding auditions for new girls for The Corny Collins Show, and she ends up getting herself on the Corny Collins Show one day. She goes to try out, and she does really, really well. But meanwhile, there's this other thing going on called Negro Day. Negro Day is one day of the year when black people basically can be on the Corny Collins Show, and she doesn't really like this. She wants to take a stand and make every day make every day like that, and make them basically integrate the Corny Collins Show. But the problem is that there's this the boss of the show, basically, the one that runs everything, is Velma Von Tussle. She is in control of everything, and she does not want that, so Tracy has to find a way to take her down and things like that, and that's basically the plot of Hairspray. Now, there's a lot of things that I love about this movie, and let me talk about one of the things I love about this movie. Let's first get to the acting in this movie. The acting in this movie is just absolutely fantastic. If you guys can't tell, this is one of my favorite movies of all time. Okay, it is. It is one of my favorite movies of all time. It is a movie that I will always watch. It is one of those movies where if I am bored, I will watch it. And I'm very happy I took a second look at it because I still love it just as much. I was worried that I wasn't going to, and I still love it just as much. Now, Nikki Blonsky is Tracy Turnblad. I have not seen this girl in anything else, really. I've seen her in a few things. There was a show on ABC Family a few years back called Huge. She was okay in that, but she is amazing in this movie. One of the things I love about her character is that she is not the damsel in distress or girl that is weak. She's actually a very great female character. She's very impactful as well because she doesn't let anything get in her way. She doesn't let anyone stop her. She doesn't let Velma Von Tussle stop her. There's even a part where she's chased by police and she doesn't let them stop her. She's such a big character with that, and that's one of the things I loved about her in this movie. Her character was just so good, and Nikki Blonsky played the part to perfection. I've never really seen Nikki Blonsky do anything else besides this, and I really wish I did because she's a very, very good actress. One of the things that's interesting about Nikki Blonsky is she's not actually as overweight as Tracy is, and she actually had to gain a lot of weight for the part, and she still, I believe, does, because of that, have a lot of, is still a very, very heavy. I don't want to say someone's fat, because I just find that kind of rude, but she is still a little bit on the heavier side, and because of that, basically, I mean, that definitely is dedication, and I think she did a great job portraying that role of Tracy Turnblad. She was absolutely fantastic in this movie. She also had some really good dramatic scenes and very good comedic timing as well, definitely, and she also was definitely, capture the time of the 60s perfectly, because this movie just takes place in the 1960s. John Travolta in this movie, we need to give applause for John Travolta. John Travolta easily steals the show in this movie. Easily. His character, Edna, is fantastic because, yes, I said it, his character is a girl. And that's how they did in the Broadway musical as well. Harvey Fierstein played and a Turnblad in the Broadway musical. John Travolta plays her in the movie, and I think he did a great job because, again, he really got into this role. So much plastic surgery had to go, so much plastic all over his face, but you really believe he's a woman. You don't see John Travolta, you see a woman, and he portrayed the part perfectly. Very, very funny. I really like her character, though. She basically has a fear of going outside because of the war and things like that. Because of the Vietnam War, she's worried that life is still like that, and she's kind of worried now that, but Tracy's trying to convince her that everything's fine now, that the world is okay and safe, and I really love the relationship between the two of them, and you really believe these two were mother and daughter, and I think they portrayed that very, very well in the movie. I definitely really enjoyed that. It's definitely one of my favorite parts of the movie is the way they portray their relationship. They were very, very good, and I loved. He can really sing, too. I mean, obviously he can sing. He's been in things like Grease and things like that. Obviously, he can sing very, very well, and he was fantastic in this movie. I thought he was just hilarious, so funny, and he was amazing. Now, Michelle Pfeiffer in this movie as Velma Von Tussle is so good, and the thing about her character is that I didn't really know how she was going to be, because she was in a little movie called Grease 2, and she's kind of terrible. She is awful in that movie. In this movie, though, she is amazing. In fact, her song, The Legend of Miss Baltimore Crabs, is not even that good in the Broadway show. Like, I don't like that song when it's in the Broadway show. The movie, though, she's amazing in it. She, honestly, was probably the most surprising performance in the movie. She was so good as this villain. She had such great character traits of a villain, and she's not really the menacing type, because the thing about her character is that she really is a wannabe. She thinks she is so intimidating. She thinks she gets what she wants. She never gets what she wants, though, and it's great to see her go through that throughout the whole movie. The whole movie, she's never getting what she wants. The whole movie, nobody's listening to her. The whole movie, everyone's just like, we don't care what you're saying, we don't care about you, and I find that so funny about her character. I love that about her character. I think she is absolutely hysterical in this movie. So many great lines from her, so many great songs from her. She was just so, so great in this movie, and I love that about Michelle Pfeiffer. She was absolutely fantastic. James Marsden plays Corny Collins, and he was also very good. And the thing about Corny Collins is that he is not cocky, he's not stuck up. He is actually the one that wants to make a change. He wants for this to happen. He agrees with Tracy. But Velma, tries to convince him, no, it's not a good idea. And I like that he always, didn't try to listen to her. He always wanted her to, he always wanted to get his way. And I really like that about his character. Some of the funniest scenes in the movie are the feud between the two of them, definitely. And so I like the battle between them. I definitely think he did a great job, and he was very, very good. Also, a very good singing voice as well. Always really liked James Marsden. Christopher Walken in this movie is Wilbur Turnblad. You guys may think he's a terrible singer because of Peter Pan Live. Watch him in this. This is why I had no problem with him being in Peter Pan Live, because he is absolutely fantastic singer. He's a very good character. I really like the relationship between him and Edna. I think he is he's more of a comedic character, but I definitely really enjoy his character a lot. He did a great job, and I thought he was very, very good. Now, Amanda Bynes in this movie. Amanda Bynes, what happened to her? Seriously, Amanda Bynes was fantastic in this movie. And it's too bad that she had to get into drugs and things like that, because she could have been a very, very successful actress, because this movie shows how good of an actress she could have been. She actually is a very talented singer. I did not know she could sing as well as she did, because in the show called The Amanda Show, I'm sure you guys know that show, The Amanda Show, they had this joke where, like, she couldn't sing, and she can sing perfectly in this. She actually is a very good singer. She doesn't sing till, like, the end of the movie, but she is absolutely fantastic, and I really liked her storyline a lot. She has a very good storyline with her mother, played by Allison Janney, who doesn't want her to really do anything. She's very religious and things like that, but she wants to go against that, and I really like that about her character as well. Definitely really like her character, and she was definitely very, very good in the movie. Also very funny as well. Queen Latifah was phenomenal. She was phenomenal in this movie. Queen Latifah, I've never seen Queen Latifah give a bad performance. Never have I seen her give a bad performance, especially in these kind of roles. She is just a powerhouse in these kind of roles. And her role in this is kind of similar to her role in Chicago, but she still did a fantastic job in this movie. Amazing singing voice, amazing character, just loved her character. You can see how affected she has been by this Negro Day happening. Especially because what's interesting is that some of the people in that on the Corn Con show are her kids. And you can see how she wants them to get a good, she wants them to be more recognized, and she cares more about them. And I think she portrayed that role very, very well. Definitely really enjoyed her character, and she was just fantastic in the movie. Brittany Snow plays Amber Von Tussle, and she's so funny. She basically is the stuck-up bitch of the movie. she's Velma's daughter, and she was very, very funny in points. Any interaction between her and Tracy is always very funny. And she basically is a parody of, like, stuck-up beauty pageant girls. Very, very funny to watch. Zac Efron was also very good in the movie. I mean, this might just be his best performance. It might just be. I said Neighbors is. Honestly, I think this might be his best performance. I really, really love Zac Efron in this role. He really was very, very funny at points. I really loved his character. I thought his character was great. He's kind of like a parody of Elvis. You know, he's the guy that Tracy ends up falling for. And I thought he did a great job. I've always really liked Zac Efron. I mean, a lot of people don't, but I've always thought he was a very good actor. I liked him in High School Musical. But I think he did a better job in Hairspray. I really did. Hairspray's more of, you know, he gets to sing more, he gets to do more in Hairspray. I definitely really enjoyed that. He did a great job in this, definitely. So, basically, I mean, the director of the movie thought that he would be too Disney, but I thought he did a very good job, definitely. And the final person I want to talk about is Elijah Kelly as Seaweed, and Seaweed is such a great character because he is the character that he's the skilled dancer that Tracy ends up being up in detention because she gets detention because she falls asleep in history class a lot. And the two of their interactions, that's really what gets Tracy concerned about the whole Negro Day thing. He did a great job. He has an amazing voice. I haven't really seen too much of Elijah Kelly. I don't think I've seen him really do anything else besides this. And I really wish he did because he's a very good actor. And I really want to see him do more movies because he's a very good actor. He also is a terrific dancer. He did some amazing dance moves in this. I definitely really enjoyed his character in the movie. He was fantastic. The directing by Adam Shankman is just perfect. He portrayed the 60s perfectly. He portrayed the story perfectly. He obviously was, I'm assuming he was a fan of the Broadway musical. I'm assuming he was because this is very close to Broadway musical. There are a few things they changed, but other than that, it's very close to Broadway musical. And I thought his directing was perfect. The screenplay is fantastic. The lines in this movie are just terrific. They're very funny to watch. It's very cheesy, but it's perfect for the time period. And I definitely really love that about the screenplay. Screenplay is great. Sometimes they're kind of poking fun at the 60s, which I also really liked. And I think the screenplay was very good with that. The score to this movie, don't even get me started. This is Mark Shaman and Scott Whitman. And if you know anything about their score, you know that every single score they write is amazing. And this is no exception. Hairspray is absolutely fantastic. It won a Tony for crying out loud. So obviously the movie is going to be fantastic. The new songs they wrote were great too. I love Lady's Choice and The New Girl in Town. Those are the new songs they wrote for the movie. And I thought they were very, very good. All the songs are absolutely fantastic. Every single song I love to death. I bought the soundtrack after watching this movie, obviously. Absolutely love the soundtrack. And I recommend you guys listen to the Broadway one as well. I definitely really enjoy it. There are a few things that I do prefer about the movie, though, which I actually like. A lot of times I prefer the Broadway over the movie. But for this, there are things I prefer over the movie. But then there are things I prefer to the Broadway show. And I like that they did that, definitely. But the score is perfect, and I love all the songs to this. Cinematography is perfect as well. I love the black and white TV, things like that. That's great to watch. Very vibrant colors, you know, very flamboyant, things like that. Definitely really love that about the movie. The editing is perfect to this movie as well. The movie goes by like that. It never feels too long. It is perfect editing, and I love the editing to this movie. And I think that's really all I want to say about Hairspray. Other than that, guys, it's a very great movie. If you guys have not seen it, please watch it right now. It is a musical where if you love musicals, this is what you should do. Also, guys, this movie is such a great end credit sequence and such a great ending. One of the greatest endings to a musical. You Can't Stop the Beat. Love that song. I actually performed that song when I used to go to my talent academy, so that was a lot of fun to go back and watch. Also, this movie kind of has a curtain call at the end, which I also really enjoyed. Come So Far, Got So Far to Go is a great song. I think it was a great way to end the movie. Another thing I like is that this movie actually pays respect to the original movie. If you remember, there was an original movie with John Waters that he made called Hairspray, which I don't like at all. But what I like that they did with it is that they had the people that played Tracy in the past sing that song. So it's not in the movie. It's in the Broadway show, but it was cut out of the movie. So in the end credits, they had Ricky Lake, Marissa Jarrett, Winokur, and Nikki Blonsky all sing that song. I thought that was a great idea, great character choice, and I definitely really enjoyed that about the movie. But that's basically my review of Hairspray. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think of this movie. I know a lot of people just love this movie, and I love this movie as well. It's one of my favorite musicals of all time, one of my favorite movies of all time. One of those really, it's just a feel-good movie. There are some very dramatic moments in it, but it's a very feel-good movie as well, and I definitely really enjoyed it. But that's basically my review. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, wasn't planning on doing this review, but I'll see you guys in my next video, which will be my review for tonight's episode of Shameless. So I will see you guys for that. Okay, bye.